Self-improvement is a journey, not a destination. And what I mean by that is as soon as you feel like you've made it and you can take your foot off the gas, that's exactly when your old identity starts to creep back in and you start to fall back into those old habits that you've been working so hard to avoid. So it's really important to keep a mindset of always being on top of things, always improving. You can't be stagnant. You can't slow down at all, or you're going to just wind up right back where you start. There's never going to be a point in your life where you get to a certain moment, you get to a certain milestone, you get to a certain achievement, and you feel like, okay, now I made it, I'm done. I don't have to work on myself anymore. I don't have to maintain any of these things anymore. Because as soon as you adopt that mindset, you're going to start slipping. And even with my own journey right now, it's been really difficult to stay on track these last couple days. There's been a lot of things that are creeping in that I've been really trying to stay away from permanently. But I've managed to get back on track, get back on course. But I mean, it's tough, you know. I'm on the way to my 6 p.m. appointment right now. It's about an hour away. I've had 6 p.m.s every single night this week. It's like when you get home from work and your mind is just drained, the dopamine is so hard to avoid. I mean, like scrolling, I had to just go ahead and delete the YouTube app even though I post on YouTube, because scrolling is just too tempting. Like Instagram, YouTube, they're so hard to stay off of. Like I feel like my fingers just go there on their own sometimes. And my biggest thing is just no scrolling, because scrolling is just, it never results in anything good. All it does is numb you. All it does is keep you locked in place. I mean, all the micro scrolls that people do, like pulling their phone out like multiple times per day. So I think I heard somewhere that most people pick up their phone over 150 times per day. I mean, that's just insanity. And I'm guilty of it too. And I've managed to cut out a lot of, I don't drink, I don't smoke, anything like that. But man, just scrolling on the phone has been so difficult to stop doing. So that's really my biggest thing I'm working on right now, is just not pulling out the phone and scrolling. I mean, people are out here scrolling while they're driving, on Instagram while they're driving. It's a complete mess. So I need to maintain the mindset of, you know, I'm still improving. I'm still susceptible to these things if I don't set myself up. So tonight, you know, I need to get back to the place where, you know, I'm putting my phone in another room, alarm on, so that in the morning I'm not tempted to just like grab my phone and start scrolling. There's a lot of things that you can do to set yourself up for success, but it all starts with making a mental decision that you're going to avoid those things. Because if you just go into the next day with kind of like a half-assed mindset and you're like, well, we'll see what happens, every single time you're gonna do the thing, you know, that you're trying to avoid. Every single time you're gonna pull that phone out, you're gonna start scrolling. I mean, it's just human nature until you really get in the new habit and the new identity of not doing that thing, which I've been working on it, but I'm definitely still in the habit of scrolling right now, and I can admit that. But I'm going to continue to work on it. Like I said, it's not a destination, it's a journey. I'm going to keep pushing. There does become a time where it gets easier. It's not always going to be as hard as it is in the very beginning. It definitely gets easier, but it is a process, and it does take a lot of effort. It takes constant vigilance. You know, you can't just let yourself start to drift, because as soon as you start to drift, that's when you start to make those bad decisions. And it's easy to use work or stress or just, you know, general unhappiness. People have depression, anxiety, all that stuff. I mean, I think everyone's felt that at some point. It's easy to use those things as a crutch, where you're like, oh, you know, I had a tough day, I had a long day, so I really need to, you know, look at this on my phone, or I need some time to relax. And it's like, you know, relaxing is fine, but, you know, read a book, or at the bare minimum, watch a movie. We've now gotten to a point in society where watching a movie is almost an admirable achievement, because most people's attention spans are so fried that they cannot even sit down and watch a movie for 2 hours without pulling their phone out and just watching reels or TikToks the entire time. Like, I feel like movies and TV today are basically being like designed so that they can just be on in the background while people are watching TikTok. It's honestly, it's really scary, to be honest. You know, and now with AI and all this stuff coming out, it's just getting worse. So now is really the time to make that push. Things are gonna just continue to get more and more, like, the gap is going to continue to close. It's going to be harder and harder to break free and actually build a life that's worth living. The walls are definitely closing in, and I don't say that to be negative or to be like, you know, doomsday, but it's just a fact that you can't remain on autopilot right now. You have to find your goal, find your meaning, you know, find that that thing that's in alignment with your soul, that intentional life that you want to build. And I have a lot of stuff on the way right now, but you got to find that intentional life, and you got to pursue it at all costs. Right now, I've got a lot of things on the way. I'm really trying to get to a point where I can transition out of in-home sales. As much as it's making me a good living right now, it's just not where I want to be in life. You know, like, every single minute of the day I'm driving around, going to these appointments. You know, I don't ever have any time to actually do anything or live my life. I'm basically just going from point A to point B from sun up till sundown. So really my next step is going to be trying to get into remote sales, trying to build my own offer. I have a lot of stuff in the works right now, but it's never going to happen for me if I don't stay the course. I can't regress right now, despite the difficulty, despite how draining this lifestyle can be. This is the time where I have to continue pushing, and I have to stay locked into that journey and not feel like I'm at a destination and I can take my foot off the gas. I got a lot of big things coming up, but I just wanted to hop on and talk about that real quick. So give it a try. Don't let yourself ease up. Don't let yourself think that once you've accomplished something, it's time to relax. Once you've accomplished something, that's when you need to push twice as hard, because you need to ride that momentum. It's all about the momentum. It's all about the trajectory. So give this a try.